Hello everyone, I'm back. It's me, Felix. I'm back. I'm actually on time this time. Yay! The electrician guys literally can't they literally left just a few minutes ago. Yeah, as you can tell, I am very sick right now. That's not that's not for show. I am like my throat is killing my throat feels terrible, but I wanted to, you know what? Since because I was gonna stream anyway as like a take that's a Pippa, as a sort of a sort of thing like, hey, like even we're both sick, but I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna stream anyway. But she streamed again yesterday, and that was fun. That was a good stream last night. I really enjoyed it when Pippa came on. But anyway, so this is what I've been doing. This is what I did from the week of. This is what I've been doing from the week. This is my vacation in Italy from May the I think Friday the 24th of May to Saturday the 31st of May. I arrived back home Sunday, June 1st. So this was like my tour of Italy. This was northern Italy only, and we could only do like maybe a couple we could only do it was only a week, so we couldn't spend too much time on every city. This is the This is the Palace of Victory. I think the Victor Emmanuel II Palace of Victory. This is in Rome, and it's a really good I really like the photo I took. This is like with a little bit of editing, but I got a really good photo of it. I wasn't able to go inside because of just various things that were happening, but it was fun. So yeah. So anyway, so we landed, and first thing I noticed is that like because we took off at night, we took off at like we left the U.S. pretty late, and it's a direct flight to Italy, direct flight to Rome. Oh crap, that's lightning outside. Never mind, I'm fine. Anyway, so it was the the first thing I noticed is this place is just damn beautiful. It's raining. It's raining at my place, but it's just when I landed in and it's the Leonardo da Vinci Airport in Rome, and it was just like we landed, and I was just in awe. We were waiting outside for a long time. I was a little bit dazed because I didn't get any sleep during the whole flight, and it's supposed to be like a red-eye flight where it's night and then it turns into day, but I didn't get any sleep throughout the entire flight, so I was just like my mind was just fucked. It was like I was very tired by the time I landed, but I was just so happy because Leonardo da Vinci Airport is a ways away from Rome, and like we get into our Uber. Well, no, actually no Uber. Only Uber Black is allowed in Italy. So we took a local taxi. Like anything else below Uber Black, they make you get like a local taxi. So they do that. They they made you take a local. We got into a local taxi, and we just start driving, and it's something. The first thing I noticed is just it's like unironically utterly beautiful. The Italian countryside, especially as you drive towards Rome from the airport, it's just so damn beautiful. Holy shit! I don't have any photos, and I wish I took a few more. I don't have any photos for this presentation, but it was just holy shit. Literal like rolling fields of wheat, vineyards as far as the eye can see, like rolling hills. It's something like it literally picture perfect. You could see this in a movie, and like trees that I haven't seen before in the U.S. It really was just magnificent. And the other thing I noticed was that the roads were really thin. The roads on a lot of Italian highways. I guess the one that took us to Rome was, oh, the road was pretty thin. It's only like a 2-lane highway, which I guess isn't out of the question in the US on cases like turnpikes, but it was just like I just noticed that and I remember talking to a guy on a server, an Italian guy, and like I mentioned it to him, I brought it up, and he said it is that way because like Italians like small cars, so I guess that makes sense. Oh shit! Did I lose power? Oh no, I'm just excuse me out a little bit. Um, anyways, so it was like we drive in like we cross the Tiber River. I'm just in awe of everything. Just like it really is just like it's hard to believe that Rome is still the current official capital of Italy. It still is the official like political capital of Italy but it didn't feel like that. It literally felt like it really is geared like it felt picture perfect the entire time. Very touristy, very like the roads are small. The roads are cramped and small, but everything is quaint. There's cobblestone streets. There's little to no paving on the streets. A lot of people on motorcycles, a lot of people with small cars, and our hotel ended up being like right next to the Spanish Steps, in which I should have gotten a photo of it up on here, but I wasn't able to last night, and honestly. Oh, I just realized that my avatar is blocking the my avatar is hold on, let me adjust this let me let me walk on over here and grab my hat because I'm blocking the text. Anyways, so it was everything about it was just beautiful. I really like it was remembering it now. It's feels a bit like a dream, but like honestly, it was legit. I couldn't stress how cool it was. I'm not even like one of those I think about the Roman Empire every day kind of type of guy, but like even that like in the history buff side of me was just screaming when I saw I think it was Trajan's Column. When I saw Trajan's Column, and we passed by the Vatican, which we later went to. We passed by the Palace of Victory, and later on, like even though we were already tired from the flight, we took a nap, and then we went out. My mom insisted, my mom just randomly insisted on stopping by at this like little bistro place that was a few steps away from our hotel, and it was supposed to be a pizzeria, but she ordered pasta instead, and I just decided to try some of this like it was just like a really basic pasta, like cheese and pepper, creamy cheese sauce and pepper. I couldn't remember the exact name of the pasta. I think they used spaghetti. I'm not sure like of the actual noodles with the actual pasta. I think it was spaghetti, but it was the best damn shit I've ever tasted. Holy, like straight up, I am. It's insane. It's just this random ass tourist spot in Rome just had the best pasta I've ever at that point I'd ever tasted. I was just like, I don't want to spoil my dinner, but I decided this is great. I love this, and we had carbonara later that night. It was amazing. And that was like Rome had some of the best pasta I've ever tasted. Just like straight up off the bat. The rest of it was a walking tour. We did the Spanish Steps, and we did the this is Trevi Fountain. This is a really famous fountain in Rome. I think this is a fake facade building in front. I'm not sure if this is an occupied building. I was considering doing a coin toss there because like you're supposed to do a coin toss, but I decided not to. But what I did do was, you can't see it here, but there's like a few like plaster fake rocks on the left side of the fountain, and I saw this little kid playing there with and his mom watching. So I decided, I'm gonna climb it. I just climbed the rocks. There's like a little dry spot in the fake rocks on the left side, and then I got whistled at by an Italian cop. It was shit. Excuse me. But it was really funny. It was just like I got whistled at. No, I didn't get yelled at, but I got whistled at. by an Italian cop who was just like, who was like, and I had no idea that you weren't allowed to do that. Like, because I saw the kid doing it, and he didn't get taken down, but I had to do that. Anyway, so but like unironically, it is like I talk about fake rocks, but this is like it really was beautiful. I don't really like I keep on stressing that it was great. It was great. And this was all from this was from day one. This is that sunset. All of these were from day two. This is the Colosseum. This is the interior of the Colosseum. This is the Roman Forum right here. The old red buildings, and you can see like a church that was built after the time of the post Constantinople. This is a Palatine Hill, and this is the view of old Rome from Palatine Hill. Palatine Hill was like it was the Colosseum and Palatine Hill tour that was just like utterly amazing. You saw like a lot of places like I think it was I can't remember the exact name of the emperor that like because on top of Palatine Hill is the in Rome is the was the residence of the emperor that you could visit, and then it became that became later became a residence for the Pope before the Vatican was built, I think. And like literally I'm not even joking when I say this is like literally the foundation of Western civilization, and you could just walk through it. You could just walk through it like any other damn tourist. It was just really cool. It was really exciting. I just a lot of emotions that are coming back to me now. And as you can see here, the view is just like just fucking spectacular. I saw the prison of St. Paul and St. Peter, which was part of Palace of Domitian. Oh hi Foxtrot. Hey, I know that guy. Anyways, so I'm not sure if it was the Palace of Domitian. I can't recall the exact name, but what I do remember is down here was the prison of St. Paul and St. Peter during their during like if you're religious or if like if you read the Bible, that's where they were during the when they were preaching in Rome. And off to the side is the actual Julius Caesar's gravestone, which I'm trying to remember if it had an eternal flame or not. It was like it was like a small mausoleum, and there were still like I just found it funny that there were still flowers on the grave of the original Julius Caesar that was here at Palatine Hill. Yeah, I wasn't able to upload the photos, but it was just really cool. It was just it just takes you back a little bit. And hold on. Let me see if I can find a little something. And something and this is the Vatican Museum. Well, this was the day two of the tour, which was you go into Vatican City. Into For those who don't know, if or for those who aren't aware, Vatican City is a separate city. It's considered like oh where did my BGM go? Hold on. Oh, let me do that. Let me fix that. This was this was the Vatican. These two were from the Vatican museums, and it's honestly straight up, honestly one of the most beautiful art. Like I know, like some people like, for some people, art museums aren't really their thing, especially if you're not into like the art or the history. But I am into it. I am into it a lot, quite a bit. And this was I'm trying to remember the exact. This was one of the Roman gods that it seems funny that they have that the Catholic Church has so many has a lot of preserved artwork and artifacts from the pagan periods of Rome. But you know what? It's good on them because they did that. They preserved a lot of the art pieces, and they restored a lot of them. Of course, this was I'm trying to remember. This was Apollo's priest and his sons warning Troy. I think it was warning Troy of the Greek invasion. And then this was like the story was that the gods weren't on his side, so they just killed him. This is like this is supposed to be the like Poseidon's serpents or something killing him and his sons. This was a Roman god that I'm not entirely familiar with. This it reminds me of a lot of European wild man, the wild man that you see on a lot of European crests. It like I think they have it on Poland, on one of Poland's crests, but like the club and the he because he's naked, he has the cloth and the club. It reminds me of that. And this is the Pieta. This is the this was not in the museum. This was part of St. Peter's Basilica. And it really was beautiful because it like even those who don't even those who aren't religious, I'm pretty sure have seen the Pieta before. This is Saint Mary and Jesus. This is part of the this was it was commissioned by I think by one of the popes. I can't remember the name, by the artist Michelangelo. This was I'm literally just parroting what the guide said to me, what the tour guide said to me right now. But this was just like it was. Because I've seen a lot of paintings and photos of it, but I've never seen it up close, and it really was staggering. St. Peter's Basilica, as befitting of like literally the headquarters of the Catholic Church, is the largest church in the world, and it really is just awe-inspiring to look at everything. But it wasn't my like it was really beautiful looking inside St. Peter's Basilica, but it wasn't my favorite church that I went to in Italy. And I want to get into that. So this is the Vatican. Saw the Pieta in the Sistine Chapel. You're not allowed to take photos of the Sistine Chapel. But you're not allowed to take photos. But I saw a lot. There's a lot of really cool artwork in there, and it was just really nice. And this is the interior gardens, and this is I don't really talk about religion much here, but I do consider myself pretty religious, and my family did. I was raised that way, and my family went to Sunday Mass, Sunday church, at the Vatican, at the damn Vatican itself. It's just so cool that literally the headquarters of the Catholic Church in like functions as just like a regular ass church during on Sundays and they can just do that. They can just and this was it was a certain I think it was a certain Catholic feast for like this is like that wasn't like I wasn't able to get the because like this is just like a TV screen of the Pope giving a sermon, but he was seated in front of the audience, which was really cool. And the funny part is that during like attending church, like going to the church at the Vatican, because like it was a Catholic feast, and it was also a World Children's Day, because there was a lot of like church youth groups like from all over the world. There were a lot of Boy Scout and Girl Scout groups from foreign countries, and the biggest the funniest coincidence is that when we went to sit down and like we were near the back because it was filling up because like I said, it wasn't actually like there were a lot of tourists attending the church, but most of it was the people attending for World Children's Day and doing the field trip and all. But I just sit down, and behind me, like in the row behind me, there's just like three Americans from Minnesota, and I was just like, I instantly felt at home. I was like a little bit lost because everything's in most of everything is in a different language. Most of everything was in a different language. He delivered his he did the sermon in Spanish. Most of the mass was in Italian. But like I just saw like you just had like three Americans behind you. It was like two guys and a girl. I thought, and apparently they were on their own. Like they were all my age. They were all like college age, doing their own trip. I didn't see their parents. They weren't with their parents. They were with like another college group that wasn't at church. But it was just really fun. Just like you feel the kindred spirits, like fellow foreigners in this foreign place. And this random thing that I found was really funny at the Vatican. This is still on the Vatican grounds. This is a Taiwanese flag. The Vatican is the only country in the world that recognizes Taiwan. That's not the US flag, that's actually Malaysia, and that's Canada. But they have like they shoved so many buildings, like because it's considered an independent country, it has to have all these buildings, it has to have all of these embassies, and they just shove them all in one building. I just found it fucking hilarious. You had the Taiwanese, the Malaysian, and the Canadian embassy sharing a building with a cafe and a gift shop, and I see this a lot in Rome. And because I saw the literally the Carabinieri headquarters in Rome had a front, had like an architectural front that was literally just an ice cream shop and another tourist like and a tourist consultancy agency. It was just I just found it so funny because you would never see that kind of thing in the U.S. But it seemed to be a really common occurrence over in Europe. And hold on, is chat broken? Chat isn't showing up. Hold on, let me. Um, oh no, chat is working. Chat is working. Let's put that right here. Let's put that right here. Anyways, oh crap. Hold on, let me fix that. Anyways, oh, hold on. Let me go back a little bit. The one thing I found really funny was you had the Argentinian embassy, the EU. I think that's Paraguay, Azerbaijan, Russia. I think and you had like a Croatia and Slovenia in another building, like sharing a building. You had Angola. You had Argentina twice. You had two Argentinian embassies. I think it's because the Pope is Argentinian. But I just found it just so damn funny that like they could shove all these buildings, all these embassies into one building. And yeah, had an Emporio. That's a deli. That's like a deli for tourists visiting the Vatican. Anyways, this is hold on. I gotta pause for a second because my nose is really stuffy. So this is a lot of the art museums in Florence. Like basically number two on any like Rome might have been like one of the prettiest cities I've ever seen, but Florence is basically a must go if you're going to northern Italy because it has everything. It has like it's so full of tourist locations, tourist spots. And tourist spots. You had yeah, like this was several Roman statues. This is a Roman statue, I think, an original. And this was like also one of the art galleries that I really liked. I can't remember the name. And something I really hate was that when visiting the art gallery that this statue was at, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I really liked it. But visiting this art gallery, I missed two of the important like the big paintings that I was looking for, which was the creation of Venus, and another one which was I think also another painting of Venus that I really liked. The creation of Venus by I think it was Da Vinci, and another painting that I like. I hate that I missed them, but I did get to see I got to see a lot. I got to see this is David. This is Michelangelo's David. Really famous statue, of course. Like pretty much anyone who's ever like read anything about Italy probably knows something about the Michelangelo's David. And it really is. It's like I took this photo because I wanted to highlight just like how really nice the art gallery was around him. But the statue is massive. The statue is fucking huge, and it's extremely detailed. I had a picture of his ass. It was funny, but and you can go around the entire statue, and this Venus also came from that this art gallery. So I scaled so like it's basically like the cultural centerpiece of Italy. Like if you could see basically everything that you want to see if you're like into culture, into art, into ancient history, you also go to Florence. And so the another big part is the Santa Maria del Fiore, which is also I mean, hold on, I screwed this up last night. This is supposed to be the Florence Cathedral. I put the Milan Cathedral because I kept thinking about it. But That is a screw up on my part. That's supposed to be that's supposed to say the Florence Cathedral, which is also called the Duomo. They're also called the Milan one is also called the Duomo. So like I still like I got confused when I was like putting this together last night. I do apologize for that because for it is a bit confusing. They're both called the Duomo. I think that means I'm pretty sure that means dome in Italian. And yeah, you could go all the way up to the top. You could go all the way up to the hold on. This is the yeah, this is the view from the cathedral. This is the painting of the apocalypse that I could see. This was like possibly one of like I enjoyed it more than the Sistine Chapel because of how elaborate everything is and how like overly detailed it is. This is the top of the cathedral. You can see all the it's like it's the depictions of both heaven and hell. You can see the devil down there, and you can see like on the alternate side, I think that's the painting of Jesus. This is the oh, excuse me. This is the view from the top of the cathedral, looking out over the city of over the city of Florence, and it really is just a sight to behold. This is the thick of like central Italy, and this is it like Rome is something else in and of itself, but Florence is just like it really is picturesque mountainous Italy. And this is also a picture taken from the balcony of one of the art galleries I visited, and yet another look inside of the art gallery. So I went to the Florence Cathedral, also known as Santa Maria del Fiore. That's the painting of the apocalypse. And one of the funny things was I met this just absolutely beautiful, like unironically, I thought it was. This is gonna sound so weird. This is gonna sound so fucking weird in like post everything, especially for the 4 people listening, or like 3 or 4 people listening. I felt like she had the boy haircut. She had the boy haircut. She was white. She had the boy haircut. She was with her mom. I was there with my dad, because my mom couldn't climb the stairs. It was just like, uh, oh, oh man, she had a boy haircut, and I initially like mistook her for a boy, and I said like, I said to myself like this is gonna sound so fucking weird, but I said like that's like have I finally been beaten? Has another guy finally pulled off the twink haircut better than I could? Better than I could, and I realized like no, like I like, and then like my dad talks to her to like take our picture like overlooking Florence, and I realized, oh, this is a girl. This is a fellow tourist who's also a girl. And I just like I don't know, man. I was like, maybe I'm gay, maybe I'm not, but I really like this. I really like this. It's just like it's Broheim's tomboy thing. It's like I fell in love with a fucking tomboy because I mistook her for another guy. That sounds like the gayest shit ever seen, but it happened to me on the right there on the top of the fucking cathedral. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was going insane, and she was like, I did a double take, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe I'm not gay. I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But I really like this girl. But I never approached her. I never talked to her. And I regret it because she was so pretty. She was so pretty, and they lied to you. They lied to you. Rome is not the city of love. Florence is. Florence is also the city of heartbreak, and that's where my heartbreak happened. And it all happened in the span of under an hour, and it was. That's gonna sound so fucking weird, man. I'm not gay, man, but I love that tomboy. Anyways, I think I checked. Yeah, I had a cocktail. After that, Dad and I went to like this restaurant named after the actress Sophia Loren. We didn't order any food, but I got this cocktail that was like a spritzer. Like, I think it was orange juice and some kind of rosé wine. I saw all the tourists in Florence drinking, and I decided, I'm gonna do that for myself, and I drank it, and it was good. It was really good. Um, also the food here. The food here is fucking amazing. It's not just for the art and the culture, it's also for the food. For the wine, the pasta, yeah, like you have also great pasta here. And the speed running. you had the pasta, you had the steak. The steak here is amazing. The steak was amazing because they have I think they have a lot of cattle production near Florence, which is why they have a big leather industry as well. Well, like I mentioned here that they have a leather jacket. They had a leather jacket. I bought a leather jacket that was there that's gonna be shown off later, and I got a sheepskin. I got a sheepskin jacket. I got a sheepskin jacket that was that was sold to me. So they have really nice leather jackets that, well, like a lot of them are for tourists, but it makes sense because like that's where most of their business comes from. And but like I'm gonna show off the food later, but there was this really nice pot like Rome had some of the best pasta, but Florence was in competition because I'm gonna show it off later. This was it was steak. It was mushroom steak and a specific type of like Parmesan pasta that was just really excellent. It was great. And you had it with red wine. It was amazing. It was just amazing. I really loved it. And on the final day here, we had duck. We had like my dad took us to like another place in Florence, and they had duck. It was really nice. I liked the duck. I liked how it was they kept the skin on like you see on Chinese and other ways that they make duck. I haven't had I don't think I've had duck outside of like the Italian style duck that I had with a specific type of sauce. I couldn't remember exactly. I've had duck like Chinese style and also Italian style, but like this was the only Italian style. So the Chinese style duck was the only like reference I had for it. I didn't get a picture, but it was really nice. But something I noticed was a lot of Italian restaurants don't serve bird. They don't serve chicken. They don't serve turkey. They don't serve duck. I think, and that was just something I noticed because I was really excited to try anything like. Is there anything specific that the Italians have with like duck or chicken or something like that? And the duck was the only besides a chicken club that I ordered on the last day. On the last day of the trip, I didn't really have any bird meat. It's always either ham, some kind of beef or steak, and fish or seafood. And those are like those three, like ham or pork, beef or steak, and seafood are like the only meats that you're gonna find in a lot of Italian, especially like higher end tourist restaurants. It's something I noticed. And so this is pizza. It really is the like there wasn't like it was pizza was all right. It was pretty. It was the countryside on the bus ride to Pisa was really pretty, but it wasn't as like say as remarkable as the other locations that I visited. This was only like for a half a day tour because we went back to Florence after a few hours. It was a morning tour, and this is the Pisa Cathedral, and this is the Leaning Tower. It wasn't like yeah, it was really pretty. Like I like like if you like architecture, it's for you. But there wasn't really anything for it. It's really just a tourist location. It's like that wasn't really like it was nice to see, but there wasn't really anything of particular note. It was not like and that like I guess that's my that it was a bit underwhelming. It really was like a very tourist. Like you go to visit the two things here, and there's like really nothing else. But the countryside on the way there was really pretty on the bus ride there. And something I forgot to mention is the trip was mainly done by train. The trip, it wasn't the Eurostar like I was familiar when I did it because my family has been to France when I was a younger kid. It wasn't the Eurostar. It was I think Freccia Rossa. The Red Arrow train line that is specific to Italy, and it's a good train line. I had fun. It was nice to ride. It was a bit cramped, I guess, because you had to sit next to other people, but it was nice. It was nice to ride on. And random thing, another like food thing for Pisa besides the two things, the cathedral and the Leaning Tower, is it's the best damn cannoli I've ever had. There was like this one place, there was one stand selling cannoli. It's gonna be featured later in the food section, but it's the best fucking cannoli I've ever had. It was they had the outer shell was fried really well. There was like an interior inside chocolate shell that was really subtle, but it tasted really good. There was like a candied orange peel that was part of it, and the filling, like the cream of it, I think it was like cream cheese of the cannoli, was just fire. I just loved it. And then possibly one of my like I don't like looking back, I really love all the cities I went to, but for the time for the time I was there, hold on, I gotta clean up something for a second. Yeah, I just had to my nose is a bit runny. Yeah, I am still a bit sick, so that thing's going on. But then, like, anyways, so while looking back on the trip and like seeing everything that I was at, while at the moment everything was like looking back, I really appreciated all these cities and the places I went to by their own merits. On its own, like at the time that I was there, Venice was my favorite. It was a city like you hear this a lot. It's a city like no other. It's the city on the water, but unironically, it was just so fucking pretty. Yeah, this is the Rialto Bridge, and there's like several other waterways and bridges. Seeing like I was seeing your train pull into the station, and then it was the best taxi ride I have ever. That like everyone says about says about the everyone talks about the gondola rides, which was nice. It was like, and I did a gondola ride because like it was part of like a tourist experience thing that we did. We visited the Doge's Palace and St. Mark's Basilica, and I personally, I didn't attend any churches or anything, but I visited St. Zachary's Cathedral, and it really is like Venice is unironically a walkable city. It is a fully well like it's a tiny city. There isn't really any modern amenities. There isn't any like modern economy or things like that. It's all tourism, and it is very tourist heavy. But it just felt so amazing just to be there. Everything felt so nice. Everything was just top notch. I wasn't able to cross the Rialto Bridge. We had to find somewhere else, but I did get this photo of it. And like I said, I did the tour, which also had a gondola ride. The gondola was nice and all, but the best part was the train pulls into the station, and you just see this like massive canal, this which is literally just the ocean separating you from the rest of the city. And my dad paid this we walked over to a porter. We loaded our bags from the train onto the to a porter, and the porter leads us to this fucking, I think they call it a riva. It's a wooden hulled motorboat that you see in a lot of things featuring Italy, or it's this wooden hulled motorboat that called a Riva. I'm pretty sure it's called a Riva. I think that's the company that makes them. And it was just, that's the best taxi ride I have ever done. It's the water taxi. It's the ride from the on that Riva to our hotel, to the location, to the city block, the city section that had our hotel. That was the best part of traveling within Venice. And this is like I said, this is a tiny city. It's a true walkable city. You could I could on it with a little bit of help from Google Maps, I could basically, like, even as a tourist, I could basically find my way around the entire city whenever I wanted. Like, the only thing I had to contend with was like crowded streets from time to time. And yeah, exploring alone gave me the chance to LARP as Tom Cruise. That's something stupid that was like on my mind. I have a really autistic fixation on like the fucking Mission Impossible movies, and like this was a featured location in the last movie alongside Rome. And I don't know. I just like it gave me a chance to LARP in my mind. I was having fun. I had a lot of fun in Venice. I did like like, and possibly like this was my first time fully alone in for an extended period of time in like in a European city, out walking, and it was just beautiful to see it for yourself. And this special treat, which I guess most tourists don't come for it, but the Marina Militare, which was the Italian Navy, was in port with two ships, and I was like, because I'm really into military stuff, into weapons, into military technology. So seeing this too, it wasn't anything big, but it was a well, of course, to the average person, those warships would have been big. It's not even a frigate. It was like or a corvette. It was a this is St. Mark's Square, which was really nice. This is St. Mark's Cathedral, and these are the two ships that I saw docked in the far side of Venice Harbor. I'm trying to remember. This is the Francesco Morosini. I'm trying to remember the name of this one. This is you can see the you can see the Ottomelara 76 millimeter gun on the front, which was like, again, most tourists come to Venice for this stuff. They don't come for this stuff, but this was really cool, and I loved it. It was so cool seeing those two ships in port, because you don't even, excuse me, I wasn't allowed on board. I didn't really try. I think they were allowing tourists on board. Let me find the name of the older one. This was it's a mine, I think it was a mine clearance vessel, and this is like a patrol vessel. It wasn't even like a corvette. It was something small. I don't think it had any significant armaments besides the guns, but it was just beautiful to see. Yeah, this is the Francesco Morosini, which was the name of a Doge of Venice, and this was a P409. This is I'm trying to remember the I'm trying to let me search up the name of this one. This is the Italian patrol ship Sirio, which is the lead ship of her class, and this is she is Francesco Morosini, which is the name of the Doge of Venice. Anyways, yeah, so Venice was great. Looking back, like I said, Venice just left, like, it was one of those places that just leaves an impression. Everything is just so pretty. I'm saying that about pretty much every location here. But that was something that was just like, I just loved it being here, taking pictures of everything. It was nice. It was great. And you look inside the Doge's palace, and it's almost as elaborate as the Vatican and like the Vatican museums. It's so full of stuff. It's so full of just everything, all these paintings. Like, I learned about the history of the original Republic of Venice, and it was not like, which I didn't know a lot about before. It was just beautiful. I knew Venice was like, and I knew the role Venice played in like the spice trade, and like in the end of the Crusades, and like how, and like the eventual discovery of the New World, and everything about all that, about like they were the Singapore of the old world, so to speak, in terms of economy. But like, besides that, I didn't know much about the internal history. I didn't know much about like the original history and how Venice was founded, and that's some of the stuff I learned on the tour. And but like, I am gonna have one complaint that I am going to rant about. That I am gonna rant about is there's like, when we went back to the train station on the last day, and I was like, maybe I was a little bit grumpy because it was cold and rainy. It was on my last day in Venice, and I was sick. I was already sick by then. I think it's a different illness that I was having now, but I felt like really uncomfortable at the time. But something that pissed me off was, I went back to the train station. We were waiting for our train, like Italian, like Euros like to call Americans, oh, they're greedy capitalists, whatever, that kind of bullshit. There was a specific kind of bullshit that I experienced. You had to buy something. You literally had to buy something from the like restaurant convenience store at the train station in order to use a public fucking restroom. I just got pissed as hell. Yep, they literally they fed you these like little tokens with every purchase you made at the convenience store at the train station. It's a public train station. I don't and they had to make you pay to use the fucking bathroom. I was just pissed. I was just really mad because I was looking for a restroom. I was constantly looking for a restroom and I couldn't find anything. And it just forced me to it just forced like luckily my parents did buy something, so they lent me one of their tokens to use to access the bathroom. I talked to an Italian guy on a Discord server that I frequent, the same one as before, and he just said, "Oh, it's like a little tax to keep the bathroom clean." It was a regular ass fucking bathroom. It wasn't anything special. It had like a turnstile in front of it that you would insert the token into. That you'd have to go in. You'd have to go in. You'd have to like they'd have to like insert the token in order to access the bathrooms. Yeah, it's something I wanted to get mad about because that's bullshit, man. Anyways, so this is Milan. And I was ranting about it earlier. So certain people have heard me rant about how like, oh man, it's like as much as I adored Venice and Rome and Florence for the history and the culture and everything and just how pretty it is, Milan was different, and it was different in a cool way. It felt like my first impression when the train arrived and we got into the taxi. You saw these wide streets. You saw them completely alien to the rest of Italy, to the rest of the other Italian places that I visited. It's called it was all the architecture was like semi-Gothic but with modern buildings. It was it was when we arrived, it was still stormy. Everything was dark and gray in the sky, and it persisted until the next morning. It's a very modern European city, and I said my dad asked me, this feels more like Paris or than it does Rome, or like it feels more like for the cities in France that we visited rather than Italy, and I said no, kind of, it feels more to me it feels more like northern Germany than Italy. And that's what hit hard for me. It was like this whole unified dark Europe, this aesthetic, this art that came about with the architecture and the style. You had these wide streets, and it was unlike Rome, unlike Venice, unlike Florence. You had a lot less tourists on the street. You had a lot more locals. You had you had a lot wider streets to facilitate modern transportation. You had what was it? You had the streets were a little bit pretty. Well, the streets were dirty. They were with modern regular buildings, and what I could say is parts of it felt like the sort of semi-depressing cities that we have here in the U.S. Part of it, but it had that dark European flair that I just really liked. And the part of the reason why I was and this is the Milan Cathedral. This is officially, it's the Basilica of the Nativity of Saint Mary, but it's also called the Milan Cathedral, or the Duomo di Milan, which is why I got it confused which is why I briefly oh, hi Antioch, come in Euro L. Yeah, there was shit in the streets. It made me feel like home. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was funny, but this is the Duomo di Milan's, the Milan Cathedral, and straight up, this is the I literally visited the Vatican, but this has to be the most beautiful, like the prettiest cathedral I'd ever been to. And I've been to Notre Dame, I've been to St. Patrick's Cathedral, I've been to St. Paul's Cathedral, in the like St. Patrick's Cathedral in the U.S. I've been to St. Paul's Cathedral in the UK. I've been to Notre Dame in France. I literally in this trip I went to the Vatican, but this is possibly the prettiest church I'd ever been to. Everything inside it was just so beautiful. You could see you could see like how like if you're a sucker for Gothic architecture, absolutely, absolutely visit Milan. It is so beautiful here. Just to look at the architecture and like gawk at everything. And this was also the most hardcore vibes of any cathedral that I've been in. And this is the stained glass window near the back. Part of the this is like the Milan Cathedral also houses again, I didn't want to get fully into the religious stuff here, but it did have like one of the main things that I didn't know about it was that the Milan Cathedral houses one of the artifacts of the True Cross, like one of the nails of the True Cross, but one of the True Cross within the cathedral, which is it was just staggering to think about. And then you can go on the top and see like this overlook of Milan. And like I was spurring about this for while I love Venice, while I loved Rome, while I love Florence, Milan had the strongest like impression on me from the start because it was so different from all the other places that I experienced. And something funny that I noticed is that there's a Jollibee here. You cannot escape Pinoys, you cannot escape the Filipinos. There is a fucking Jollibee in Italy, and it's here in Milan. It's here in Milan. This is the and so you have all this. Yeah, you have the streets and like you had the underbelly of Europe. There were like a lot of nightclubs near our hotel. The Duomo was in walking distance. We did a tour. I wasn't able to get like this is the architecture that you would see in Milan, and this is a mall there at the I think also the Victor Emmanuel II. I think the Victor Emmanuel II. I think that's what it's called, the mall here. There's a famous mall that's next to the cathedral. And it was just, like I said, it was just like this whole strong impression that I got. I saw The Last Supper by Leo da Vinci. It's housed here at one of the monasteries that also became a tourist attraction. There was a castle here that was, I think, back when Milan was a semi-independent polity, they erected the Jollibee gang stalkers. Yeah, they erected a castle there. It was nice. It wasn't as cool as like the other structures that were there, like the cathedral and the general vibes. I'm trying to, because like it literally this inspired me to go full autism and like make a potential movie script that I wanted to film in here, like, or a story that I wanted to film in here. It was like just such a strong impression. It's an ugly city, but it's also a beautiful city. It's like that. It's like that. And there was this random moment because this was it was a modern hotel. It was a modern hotel that we visited. There was like this place on top. There was this place on top that was this for some reason they had nightclub music playing, but it was a restaurant, and they were, I don't know. I'm rambling a bit here, but I just noticed I had one possible fellow autist, which was another guy with his family visiting at that same restaurant, at that same hotel I was in Milan. And random thought is I did walk the streets of Milan by myself. As much as I thought it was beautiful, I did not feel safe. I did not feel fully safe in the streets of Milan. Unlike with Rome, unlike unlike with Venice or Florence, because maybe it's because like it is that way, because a lot of places here look like American, like a semi look like American ghetto, that kind of thing. And I just thought it was like a travesty that Italians couldn't readily own firearms, because like if you were to live and work every day here, you'd probably kind of need it to protect yourself from stuff that might happen in Milan, or like in the streets of a more modern city like Milan. Like, as much as I liked it, I do prefer the stuff the the stuff that we have in the States a little bit more. Looking back, I wouldn't necessarily live in any of the cities that I talked about. It's just not for me. I don't think I would prefer it. But as a tourist, I just really appreciated all these places, especially Milan. And there was this random thing that I just like I wanted to bring up because I thought it was funny. This is at this mall, at the Duomo Mall, at the Victor Emmanuel II Mall. There was there This is gonna sound weird, but there was like I was walking towards it alone. There was a bunch of screaming coming from, like, a lot of people were screaming for some reason, going to the cathedral. And I watched this because these were these two, like, Italian soldiers that were on post. This is not the Carabinieri. This is like an official Italian army post next to the cathedral. Like, I thought they were gonna go check it out because, like, I heard a lot of, like, weird screaming going on near the cathedral. But, like, the one guy that went to investigate was, like, taking forever to take off his gloves. He wasn't even the guy with the rifle. He was just, like, going over, just like slowly walking over there, and he didn't even check it out in the end because everyone just stopped. I don't know. It's weird to describe it on stream. But I thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny. I asked the Italian guy about it. He just said it's just Italian things. I didn't understand, but I thought it was funny. Is there anything else that I missed? Anyway, so this is the food that I got. This is the food that was there. This is Italian pizza with Italian sausage. This was unironically just, it was, I like American pizza. I like American pizza for what it's worth. But going to Italy and eating Italian food, like, I kind of expected and prepared myself for, like, oh, Italian food isn't like what America thought it would be like, what America says is Italian food. But for what it's worth, it was like the taste and the style was close enough. Maybe it's because they're catering to tourists. Maybe it's because, I don't know, because they're catering to tourists. Maybe it's because they're catering to maybe it's because they're catering to tourists. Maybe it's because it's just the way it is. But like, a lot of the food here was close enough to its American counterparts for me to, like, absolutely enjoy it, while being unique and, like, special enough for me to really, really enjoy it. This pizza right here with the sausage, they like it runny. They like it runny. They don't cut it up into slices. You have to do that yourself. You have to and a lot of the options didn't have tomato sauce, which I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna, because I'm like, one of the things about me is, like, if a pizza doesn't have cheese and if it doesn't have tomato, then it's not a pizza. So I got one of those. This is the Italian sausage one, and it was like they like to have the sauce and the cheese really runny and really hot. So that did take a little bit of difficulty getting used to, but it just tasted so good. Oh man. This is probably like, this probably is my favorite meal of the entire experience. This is this is steak and truffle mushrooms with this kind of Parmesan pasta that we also ordered. It's not like this is two dishes put together. I just thought it was if you've had steak, like I like in the US we like to pair steak and mushrooms with stuff like mashed potatoes, stuff like that, so like mashed potatoes. Steak and pasta is possibly one of the best combinations of food you've ever had. And this is literally like steak and pasta and Parmesan pasta are my two favorite foods in the world. So combining the two together is probably logically going to be my favorite food combination. Pair that with red wine, and it's just magnificent. Oh man, I just loved it's a big carb overdose, but it's magnificent. It is utterly magnificent. You have to try it. I just like the steak was just so it just I've had it wasn't necessarily the best steak I've ever had, no, but I think it was just the thought that counts. The pair and like the natural pairing that it did with the pasta, it worked so well. It was great. I just like I love the tender it was. I love the consistency of the fried mushrooms, and I love the pasta. This is the cannoli. This was the cannoli that I kept ranting about. From Pisa. This was the cannoli that I kept ranting about. Like you had the candied orange peel. You had and the best part about it was both the shell, which had like this little hint of chocolate on the inside, and the cream filling, which is I think like because I later found out it was made by ricotta. It's made with ricotta cheese. It just tasted so good. It just tasted so damn good. I had a cannoli later on in Venice that wasn't as good as this one. It was just great. I just love this. This was possibly my favorite dessert of the entire experience. This is what I had in Venice. This is it like if you've watched JoJo, you know what this is because Joseph Joestar eats it. This is the squid ink or the I think yeah it was squid ink pasta, the squid ink spaghetti, and unironically and it had cut up bits of a squid tentacle, not like calamari because it's not fried, because it was mixed in with the rest of the pasta. There was squid tentacle in with this pasta, and it was really good. It was really good. It wasn't the best pasta I had on the trip, no, but it was the most interesting and the most unique. I've been this sounds like an old consumer thing, but ever since I seeing that part of JoJo Part 2 when he's in Venice, well, and I think Joseph Joestar was in Venice when he ordered this, and I decided to try it for myself, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. My mom kept complaining that it was too fishy, and my dad can't eat seafood. He can't eat shellfish. So, oh, speak of the devil, my dad's calling. Looks like a meh. Hold on, guys. I gotta take this call real quick. Speak of the devil. so funny that I mentioned my dad once on stream, and then he's just suddenly calls. I had to get more used to that because he keeps calling during my stream. Anyway, so this is Anyway, so what were you saying? It looks like a myth on me. So like it was like I know it doesn't look as appealing as you might think it would, but it was honestly it was just nice to it was I liked it. I really did enjoy I did enjoy the squidding pasta. And another thing that I love, this was our like possibly basically like our final night in one of our final nights in Italy, and this was in Milan. Besides me ranting about Milan as a city, this is the thing that people come to Milan for. This is like this is beef milanese on the bone in. This is like if you've had chicken fried steak, this is like that. If you've had beef schnitzel, if you've had beef schnitzel, this is like that. Like I think the Colombians have something a similar kind of food with this with pork. If you've had like this is if you've had katsu, this is like that. Oh, I can't eat seafood and ink doesn't add much to food. I guess that's fair. Like my dad, like before my dad got allergic to seafood, he was really big on it, and my mom didn't like it when I offered this to her. I guess if you have a seafood allergy, I can see why it's not it wouldn't be appealing to you. But it just made like it really clicked for me. I like the meat. I like the I like the flavor of the pasta. It was really subtle. It was like the squid. Like I thought it would be really intense, but the taste was really subtle, which I really liked. And this is the beef milanese. I wasn't fond of the tomatoes that came with it, but I did enjoy the arugula, the green stuff, like the little salad that comes on top, and the lemon. It was great. I just like they not like the Italians don't bread stuff often, but when they do, it's great. It just tasted great. I didn't want to do. I didn't like it was. It was so crispy, and it didn't feel like beef. It didn't taste like beef or veal. It tasted more like I guess more like lightly fried chicken or pork. And it was, but it tasted really good. And like I like how flat it was. It was like you cut it up into like little pieces, like tenders, and then you eat them like beef tenders, and you eat them. It was really nice. It was and it was good to eat. And this is the this was the drink. This was this was at random thing. This is European Fanta. This is European Fanta, and I'm gonna go on a short rant because I'm kind of low key kind of pissed that that like the Italians and like the Germans do Fanta way better than we do it in the U.S. This has actual orange juice in it. This has actual fucking orange juice in it. Besides the added citric acid and all that and the sugar. This isn't the sugar-free version, but just like it tastes so alien and so different from the stuff that we have in the U.S. This Fanta, the Italian Fanta, and I was just complaining, just why can't U.S. companies do what like the Europeans do, and just have regular ass juice with the soda? Why can't it have actual juice content? Man, because this was like it wasn't like it wasn't like anything life-changing, but it was a lot better than the American sodas that you would get. And I just got mad that like we didn't have this in the US. I know it's like Fanta is technically a German thing. If you know the backstory of Fanta, but it was like I'm just mad that we couldn't get the original orange juice version in the US. Why is it not neon orange? Yeah, Dantiak, that's my fucking complaint. Well, why can't they be not neon orange like this? I like this. I prefer this. This is a lot better than the fucking neon orange fake like Gatorade looking shit that we get. I like it. I like it better. Why can't we have this, guys? I'm pissed. I like that better. And this was I think this was Perona beer. This was like my first time trying any beer outside of my dad's Stella Artois or Michelob. I've had San Miguel beer in the Philippines before, and that was good. But shit, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still sick. Anyways, this was Perona beer. This was Perona beer, and I really liked it. It was good shit. I drank the whole pint. It was great. I think this is the first, like, besides San Miguel in the Philippines, this is the first time I unironically enjoyed. I unironically enjoyed a beer, like just straight up having a beer and having the taste of beer. I crave the taste of beer from time to time. I create like it looks good. I want a beer and like I want the taste, and I've drank in it, and I've decided like it's not the best taste, but I'm gonna keep drinking it anyway. This was like one of those beers that I was unironically like, I want to have more. I want to have more. I want to have more. This is good shit. This is good shit. Besides the San Miguel, this is Perona beer, and I loved it. And overall, I had a lot of wines there. I basically drank every day that I was like every day that I wasn't on a plane in Italy. I drank basically like some kind of alcohol every day. I did. And I had a lot of red wines, I had a lot of white wines. The one that I enjoyed the most was the red wine that I had with this, I'm pretty sure. There were a lot of, I think, no, either that or the red wine that we had in Venice. Trying to remember exactly. Maybe it was different. I'm not like some like highly pretentious wine drinker. I can't say. Like I know what I like in a wine. I like it sweet. I like it smooth. But I can't really like I can't pick out any specific. Oh, this tastes like orange. This tastes like this has a hint of citrus. This has a hint of chocolate. This has a hint of nut. I can't pick those out. It all tastes like wine. It all tastes like wine. I'm not like that. But I know what I like in a wine. And for the life of me, I couldn't tell you which of the red wines was specifically the best that I tasted over in Italy. But this was one that my dad got for me on the last day. This was in my hotel room. This is martini. This is I'm like besides the James Bond cocktail, I know this mostly for like sponsoring the racing teams. If you've seen like Top Gear, I know mostly a martini of like sponsoring the Lancia racing teams, like the teams with Lancias. So, but unironically, this wasn't just a bias. I had the martini. This was a white wine. I was looking for the aperitif, but this was excuse me. This was a white wine, and it was possible. It was like unironically the best white wine I've ever had. I prefer white wine to red most of the time, but that's only applicable if you're eating stuff like red meat. Like the red like the wine is supposed to match the color and the flavor of the meat. Lighter meats like turkey or pork, turkey, pork, or ham, you go with white wine. Or chicken, you go with white wine. With beef, with like mutton, with certain types of fish. Well, with fish, it's also white wine. But when it comes to stuff like beef and mutton, you pick red wine. Or you pick red wine. This is white wine, and this was the sweetest wine I've ever tasted, and I really enjoyed it. I love this stuff. Martini, like my dad was like, oh, you can just get it in Publix. You can just get it in your like Walmart or whatever. I was like, well, I don't care. I'm gonna try it because Milan is literally the birthplace, like the headquarters of martini. So I decided to have a martini white wine, and it was great. I loved it. It was very nice. I absolutely enjoyed it. And this is miscellaneous. This is my ignore the I was being a bit of a pervert, but I like the pretty ladies in bikini. They had a lot of good ads. They had a lot of good bikini ads. That's all I'll say. But this is my the sheepskin leather jacket that I got in Milan. This is the sheepskin leather jacket and I still have it. I still have it. It's really good. It's possibly like one of the best pieces of drip that I own right now. This is Frecciarossa. This is the train line that I took everywhere, and this is the I think this was an Iveco light mobility vehicle. I was trying to fit in pictures of like the Ferrari. Like I think it was no, it wasn't a Ferrari. It was a It was the Ferraris and the Lamborghini. It was a Ferrari that I saw in Rome and a Lamborghini that I saw in Milan, but I couldn't fit those in. But this is the Iveco. This is like their Humvee. This is their the Italian Army general purpose mobility vehicle. I couldn't remember the brands these ladies are from, but they were nice. So I liked it. But this was the anyways, that's just me being autistic about stuff. But anyways, what else did I have? What else was I gonna talk about? Oh, let me sidle on over. Let's go back. You saw you saw the tag. Anyway, hold on. Center forward. Hold on. Let me grab my hat. And this is the that's my jacket. This is the the Italian military vehicle I was talking about. And something I noticed was interesting was like you don't see it often, but in big cities like specifically Rome, so I think I saw some of it in Florence, but it was only like that I saw it in large scale in Rome and Milan. Like besides the Italian Carabinieri, which is a gendarmerie, which is a military police force, you saw a lot of regular Italian army units that were just like they were in two-man teams. One of them had rifle, one of them had just like regular. I don't think he had a gun. I don't think he had a pistol, but he would they would patrol the city in two-man teams, and I was always confused about that because I didn't know why. Like, why couldn't just the regular cops do this? Why couldn't the gendarmerie do this? Or the carabinieri do this? So I was a bit confused why they did it, but I saw it pretty often. This is their Humvee. This is an Iveco light vehicle. They with a canvas top, and you saw that. Anyway, so was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Something I noticed was Italy doesn't have gas stations like they do in the U.S. They have I saw this pretty early on when we were driving into Rome. They have these little mini stations without an associated convenience store. You had like two pumps or one or two pumps like right on a city block. This was it wasn't in an outlying area of the city. They had them within the city. You had gas pumps. You would just pay there, and there wasn't any convenience stores next to it. They just had two pumps, and you would drive up, you would fill up, and then you would drive out. And I don't remember seeing that. I maybe saw that in places like France, but I couldn't remember. It's they have this weird mini gas station setup, and yeah, there were in places like Rome, there's a lot of cyclists, and funny enough, there was a cyclist race that was going on during. I assume it's something like the Empire Shield in parts of New York City. Oh, National Guard sometimes shows up to places like Port Authority, and while they generally only have sidearms, Oh yeah, so it's I guess kind of like the National Guard. Maybe they were. I just was a little bit confused because I thought that internal policing was the role of the police, the Carabinieri. So I got pretty confused as to why. But I guess they do that. I guess they did say that they were preparing for a military parade for the anniversary of the Republic, a military parade when we were in Rome. And this funny thing is that literally the moment that we arrived at our hotel, we saw a flyover. I think it was Typhoons. I don't like the Typhoon as a jet, but I saw a brief flyover with they had the Italian colors and everything, the red, white, and green. and I thought it was cool. They didn't like I didn't see any military parades, but the our tour guides and taxi drivers told me they were seeing they were seeing military parades. Like they were gonna like they were prepping for a military parade near Palatine Hill, near the Coliseum, by the time that we were going to fly out. So I thought that was interesting. Um and huh. Is there anything else I was looking for? Oh, it's the a lot of the I guess like slightly controversial with the slightly controversial with the this thing is I'm going to mention, but in a lot of places, especially Venice, Rome, and Florence, you get a lot of foreigners that were there like selling merch and souvenirs to tourists, which I found a little bit annoying because like on one hand, let them like it's their right to sell it, it's their right to do whatever. Like you'd see them at the Vatican, you'd see them at the Colosseum, you'd see them at St. Mark's Square and and Pisa, in especially in Pisa. There's a lot of like it's foreigners and immigrants like selling a lot of merch, and I got a little bit annoyed because I thought like why because if on one hand it is their right, it is their right to do so, but I kind of low-key felt that they were taking away legitimate business from the locals. And sometimes the street peddlers did get a little bit annoying because they'd always like come up and talk to you. Sometimes, like again, it's their right to do so. It's their right to sell these stuff, and the locals get enough business anyway. But I don't know. It just like it threw off the vibe a little bit, and I think Milan specifically because it wasn't a big tourist location. You didn't really have those guys selling merch everywhere. You just had tourists. You just had like a tourist that might have initially overlooked Milan somewhere else and gone somewhere else and gone somewhere and so it was just like the regular population intermingling with the tourists without this layer of other merch, other selling, stuff like that. Like this other like I don't know. It was like I got accustomed to seeing them everywhere. I saw them a lot in Paris and in Versailles when I visited as I recall visiting France as a kid. But I don't know, it got a little bit off-putting sometimes. Anyways, was there anything else? Anyways, I guess this is kind of turning into a Zatsuna. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Everyone in my audience, how are you doing, chat? How are you doing, chat? No. Because this is the end of the presentation. This is just me just rambling a little bit, reviewing anything else that I Oh, the reason why that I have that I have like the two bikini ladies is that like they like the Italians make really good lingerie. They like unironically you see a lot of I saw a lot of lingerie shops. I'm a little bit of a pervert. I'm not gonna lie, and you know what? And you know what? They make good shit over there. They make very good looking shit. Anyways, I think it was I remember I remember like on the train rides you'd see a lot of the countryside. I don't have any specific photos because I had some trouble uploading them from my phone to the computer. But the Italian countryside really is a sight to behold sometimes. Like especially if you're traveling by train, you get the like you'd see these rolling hills, you'd see this countryside that you'd only like typically see in Europe. In the US it's different. It's a different vibe. It's even if it is like you have more like whether it be plains or mountains, but the hills like you'd see the hills in Italy and it's different. You'd see the hills in Europe and it hits different. And I remember specifically the road into Rome being the most beautiful that I'd seen. And besides that, but I was feel like, but like this, like I said, it was I think probably a different illness that I'm having now. But by the time that I was leaving Venice, I was a little bit sick. I was a little bit under the weather, and probably Cause I remember my mom and my dad were already sick at the time of like going like flying into Italy, and I guess the flight and being around a lot of other people and being around other people on the train and like the stuff going on the train because it felt really hot and there wasn't always air conditioning. It got on my nerves sometimes. It wasn't really a complaint about Italy, just like some stuff that did happen to me over there, and I guess it carried over into 2 weeks later. So, is there anything else you guys want to see? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Oh, I'm gonna adjust my hat. Um, huh. I still like it's a little bit blurry, but I still really like this leather jacket. Honestly, that's probably my best souvenir from the trip. Anyways, so if we're not gonna, I guess I don't know. It is pretty close to my stream ending time, but we are ending like maybe a few minutes early. I don't know how to rate anyone, and we only have like a couple viewers, but I guess I'll be signing off in a few minutes. I'll be signing off now. Decided, you know what? I'll let you guys go. Otsu Love, I'll see. This is Felix Funny signing off. Otsu Love, I'll see you guys next time, next week. I'm gonna take a break from.